G'day, this is People in Your Neighbourhood, our third episode, Rob.
Yes, indeed. It's an exciting one today. I love the beach. You not so much, but...
Oh, hang on, I'm brown as a Panadol. We have found ourselves, we've made our way to Shelley Beach Surf Club to speak to Central Coast Lifesaver of the Year, Mr. Paul Dowdell.
G'day, Paul.
G'day, mate.
Guys.
Extraordinary stuff. How long have you been a lifesaver?
This will be my 8th season.
Righto, what made you get into it?
I've always on the bucket list. I grew up on the coast, lived always up and down the coast and never far from the water, and the water's my therapy. So I'm in it as much as I could, and eventually at the age of 39 there was a chance to start, and I did.
And Paul, behind the scenes, you do a lot of first aiding and instructing the clubbies coming along about it?
Yes, I took up the role of CTO in my second year, just chief training officer, and then got into training and assessing courses. So yeah, we run just about everything we can. Advanced resus, surf rescue certificate, bronze medallions, IOB crew and driver, and we're involved in all of those every year.
Jeez, we're tearing into Christmas right now. There's people flooding the coast for holidays, all sorts of stuff. Have you had to save anyone yet this year? Or have you had any near misses?
Yeah, first patrol here, we had to get 3 young kids out of our permanent rip down here by the rocks. We saw them, they usually come out of the caravan park and they just walk straight down the ramp and just keep making a beeline for that water. So yeah, they don't come up to the flags much at all when they're new to the area. So.
Mate, it's a real honour to be named Surf Lifesaver of the Year for the Central Coast. That's a great achievement, mate.
Yeah, it was pretty special. Something that you always would love to get it, but you never think it will happen. So I always just have the philosophy I'll do everything I can at club level for myself and my club and my friends, and whatever happens after that is what happens. So yeah, it was a pretty good year to get named that, for sure.
That's a great attitude to have. It's part of the reason you probably got there too, is that you're a team player, right?
Yeah, and we just help whoever we can. So far this year we've helped, been involved with the lakes, North Entrance, the Entrance and Womble, as well as our own club. So it's just about getting out there and making everyone capable lifesavers to protect the public.
Is it illegal for Rob Palmer to put socks down his Speedos? Is that illegal on Shelley Beach?
Probably immoral.
Immoral, yes.
Well, I'm not sure about the legalities of it though.
Yeah. He generally puts it down the back, not the front, which is a bit disturbing.
Yeah, they always move to the back of the waves, so you've got to be careful.
That's right. No one to go near you coming out of the water.
Hey, what about, with so many holiday makers, we're in the summer season with holiday makers coming to Shelley Beach, and they come from everywhere. What's the best tip?
The best tip is always come and swim between the red and yellow flags, because we've got all the resources there and all the people are right there, and that's the main place we'll be looking at. If you don't know the area, read the safety signs, ask the lifesavers, and if you do get in trouble, stay calm, don't panic, raise your arm or move safely across to a bank if you can, but the main thing is to stay calm and never swim alone.
My son, who's 15, just did a sort of a rescue course, right? And they taught him that if there's 3 people drowning in the water, one, they termed them a floater, someone who doesn't look like they've survived at all, someone who's panicking, and someone who just can't swim. And he said that you leave the other 2 and you go for the can't swimmer first. Is that right?
Yeah, those who are struggling the most, they'll often be very quiet, and they'll be sitting the lowest in the water. So those who can keep afloat a little bit, you could give them some advice and say to stay calm and just relax. You can float all day, but as soon as the panic sets in, you start to sink real quick.
Hey Paul, what's the best thing if there's girls and boys, or ladies and blokes on the Central Coast who've been thinking of getting into surf lifesaving, to protect the beaches on the weekends, which you guys do? What's the best way to go about it? Just rock up to a club?
Yeah, go to your local club or your favourite beach. Ask the lifesavers on duty there and they'll give you the contacts, because I'll tell you won't regret it. I've loved every minute. And I can't stay away from the place.
Another question.
People who don't have as much confidence in others in the water, there's a place for them in surf rescue?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do radio operator courses, first aid certificates, advanced resus, so you don't have to get your feet wet if you don't want it. There's all these other courses that you could then become part of a patrol team and get fully involved, but you don't have to be the guy out on the board.
Rob didn't want to ask this question. Is there ever a chance of a surf lifesaving club at Central Coast Nudist Beach, Birdie Beach? He wants to know, is there any chance of that happening?
Tell you what, it got raised by council a few years ago. They were talking about putting a club down there, and the main thing was trying to get the right name for it. And we probably can't mention half the names that were suggested by the public, but yeah, it was definitely got raised by Wyong Council quite a few years ago.
We already have Dickie's Beach, don't we?
Yeah.
Certainly do.
Well, that's right, it's in Queensland.
Yeah, and Nobby's was a bit further up.
Yes, it is. Paul Dowdell, the Central Coast Surf Lifesaver of the Year. Mate, thanks for taking time out with people in your neighbourhood. It's been a pleasure having you aboard, mate.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you both here at Shadow Beach.